Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for choosing to join in this um, rather difficult subject for most people, um, moving beyond the pain of a breakup. Um, and I am your facilitator. My name is Julie Tuton. I'm an access consciousness facilitator, and I've been playing with these tools for 19 years now. And what's funny is that when you add these tools to any area of your life, it makes it easier. And one thing that I really didn't want to look at was when my relationship was over, and um, and looking at the possibilities moving forward. But I finally gathered the strength and the courage to do so, and it actually made going through a separation and divorce incredibly easy and actually kind. So I was actually asked to write my book, Beauty in the Breakup, 6 Steps to Moving Beyond Your Breakup and Choosing to Create Your Lighter and Brighter Future, by the founder of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas, because he saw how I used the tools and how it created a completely different space around breakup and divorce. And he wanted to get that out in the world. And this is one of the things that I choose to do with the tools, although it's not my very favorite subject either. But I realized that there is a need for it because so many people talk about, hi, welcome, thanks for joining. So many people talk about the pain and the upset, the devastation, the ugliness of separation, breakup, divorce, any of those things. And it doesn't have to be that way. We can actually choose really, really simple tools to make it easier on you, which creates this wave effect in the world to everybody else, including the person that you're in relationship with, including your family, including business, neighbors, your society, and the earth itself. So, so if you haven't checked it out yet, Beauty in the Breakup is on Amazon. It's something you can buy in paperback. You can get the audiobook. I actually read the book on tape. So if you do get it, you'll be hearing my voice. And I think you can also get it on ebooks or whatever. So this book is a great tool for you. It's sort of like a map for wherever you are in the process, whether you're just contemplating or you've already moved through it, but you still have a whole lot of baggage. You can go to the section, whichever step you're dealing with, and use the tools in that step to create ease with wherever you're at. But I do want to just back up and say that all the pain and suffering that we experience in a breakup of any kind is something that we actually hold on to. And it's usually because we're trying to make the other person wrong and ourselves right. So if you really want to have freedom and total ease, we need to begin to let go of any rightness and any wrongness and just look at the possibility that this is a choice. This is a choice you make. When things aren't working, you choose again. So I'm going to use the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement to clear anything that this is bringing up to begin with. All the places that you've been made wrong, everywhere you're trying to make somebody else wrong, everywhere you want to be right, everywhere you don't want to be wrong. Will you revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. And thanks for putting the links in the chat. If you don't know the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, I've actually done quite a few videos on it on my YouTube channel. So you can look those up or go to theclearingstatement.com and there should be a big explanation there. But in any case, it just helps clear all of our points of view about things so that we can have space, we can have choice, and we can have more awareness about what we want to do moving forward. Maybe let me get a sense of those of you that were able to join live, if there are any questions, so I know where to direct this introduction. And if you like, I can also give you an overview of the steps in the book. So let me know where you would like to go with this. You can just unmute yourselves and speak.
So as I said earlier, I had a recently breakup, so to say, and it is like not easy. Like I get angry, I get, like you said, making other person wrong, making myself right, and all that kind of a thing, which I'm kind of tired of. So
yeah, it is tiring. So the thing about it is like not to lump everything together. So you said you get angry. So who are you angry at? You or the other person?
other person for sure. It's like my body get this heat in my skin. Other person, yes, I think so.
Okay, and how many of the rest of you are angry at yourselves for what you're choosing with regard to the other person?
Oh my God.
So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate? Just the top layer, please.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. Here's the thing, when anger comes up, anger is one of 5 different things. And I actually did a video on all the 5 different ways to melt anger, because it's usually that it's misidentified and misapplied, and that's why it sticks you. So one of the things about anger is that there's a truth with a lie attached, and you keep going around in circles like a dog chasing your tail, trying to figure out the solution, but it's because of the truth and a lie mixed together. So you can ask yourself, what part is true and what part's a lie? And I'll just give you a quick example from my last relationship. I knew that the relationship was over, but I knew that he wouldn't let me leave him. Like he would be a stalker kind of a person. I just had this awareness. So I had to sort of ask the universe and plant seeds for him to leave me. And then when he finally did, I was like relieved. But then a month later, I got really angry. And it was mostly because he kept being really jealous and thinking that I would cheat on him and all of this stuff. And he kept projecting all this stuff on me. But what I came to find out is that he was starting to create a relationship with somebody else. And so when other people are blaming you, it's usually because that's what they're doing. And I was angry for, first of all, the truth with the lie, that I wasn't cheating, he was. Second of all, I was angry with me because I knew this and I bought into his projections and his bullshit. So I was really angry with me. So everything that this is bringing up for you, will you destroy and uncreate it and allow the awareness to show up even more? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, palettes, and beyonds. Because the thing is, once you spot the lie, oh my God, they were seeing somebody else. Like, oh, even though it's not necessarily something that is easy to hear, it actually feels light because it's true. And it allows your attention to come off of the truth and lie. And so it just goes away. That's the thing about acknowledging what's true, is it allows you to let go and move forward. When there's a lie involved, you're stuck and you have to keep trying to figure out what the heck you should have done, you should have said, you should have been, you should have something. So instead of shoulding all over yourself, what is the lie, spoken or unspoken? And what part's true? And just keep pot and pocking. So does that help in your situation, Irina?
Well, there is still kind of a, it does definitely, like, having to look at, it's just hard to see where's the lie, what's the lie, what's part of this.
Yeah, so we can use the newer questions in Access to dig that out. So what are you avoiding that's keeping the lie hidden?
Oh.
And you can start just clearing the energy of it. So even if you don't have words, you can go, oh, whatever that is, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. And what are you defending that's keeping the lies hidden?
Wow, that's a lot.
And everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right
Yes.
and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. And so that's one layer. What are you avoiding? What are you defending? And what happens is it allows some of this stuff to come up into your awareness. So we can ask it again. What are you avoiding that's keeping all this stuff in place? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Mhm.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds.
It seems like I really didn't desire this relationship coming up, and I'm keep still like hiding it somehow. So or something, I'm not sure, maybe I got used to it, or
And what are you defending?
yeah, like it was really great person and I basically fucked it up, something like that.
Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. The thing is that, you know, your life, each one of our lives is our own creation. And when something actually doesn't work for you, we choose either away from it or against it to create it not being there anymore. So whether someone leaves you or you're leaving them, what if that is a choice that both people in the relationship are making, even though it doesn't necessarily seem that way? And what if it's not wrong? Even if the person's a great person, what if they're just not right for you? And what if that's okay? What if there doesn't need to be a justification? or reason or some blame for you both to move on, you can actually just choose it. Everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. When I was going through my divorce, I used all the tools, and then after the divorce, I wrote the book and basically organized the tools into these 6 steps. The first place you have to start with is, where are you? Where are you in your life? Where are you in this relationship? And a lot of people, if they've been in a relationship for more than, let's say, 3 months, they're at a certain level of divorcing themselves already. I mean, sometimes it can happen even on the second date. You divorce yourself to be something for the other person, so that they don't see you, so that they don't judge you, so that something. And so we have to start to look at, okay, where am I and what would I actually like? What would actually work for me? And so there's tools in the introduction of where are you to work through. Then there's step 1, which is unwinding, creating some space to reclaim you. What if you were the most important relationship in your world? You with your body. What if that was number 1? And I always joke with my kids that they come first, and they're like, no, we don't. We know you come first. And I go, well, okay, I come first, but you come first after me. My mom is calling. I'll call her back. So what if it's not wrong for you to come first in your life? Just like on an airplane, where you put the oxygen mask on first and then assist others. You have to have space for you. You have to untangle from the relationship and find out who you are and what it is that you desire. If you are going into the past and, doing the heart tripping thing, or going over arguments and stuff that you want to blame them for, that's step 2, dissolving past trauma. And so we use the tools in this step to clear all of your points of view about whatever occurred, so that you can actually have gratitude and space to move forward. If you're constantly going into the past, oh, I should have done this, or oh, they did that to me, and oh, this is going to happen, or this is never going to happen. These are the tools that you need to use to dissolve all of that baggage, so that you don't project it into your future. Because whatever we hold on to, we are projecting into our future, and it will come up again with a new person, or relationship after relationship after relationship, because it's the energy that you have around this stuff that is the way you're creating relationship. And if you change the energy, you can change the way people relate to you. And then step 3 is your navigation system, really getting clear on what your target is, setting your target, and then moving in that direction, and learning how to navigate which choices are going to get you here and which choices are going to take you way off course, so that you know with every choice you make that you're moving towards what it is that you actually desire. You're not just floating in the wind like a leaf being blown all around. You actually get to choose. Excuse me. In step 4, there's barriers that we break through, learning to live in the question, going through getting out of your comfort zone, breaking through barriers that leads you into step 5, conscious creation. where you start adding things into your life and letting go of physical things that no longer serve you. And then you move into step 6, which is maintaining it all and having gratitude for you and what you're choosing. And so in this book, like I've used this book so many times, you can tell with pieces of paper, but I've been through several relationships since my divorce, and each time something pinged. Maybe it was all the past stuff and I was feeling the heart pangs, and so I go to step 2 and use those tools, and like it gets you out of the struggle, the pain, the upset, like that, like literally in minutes instead of weeks and months and years. So this is like a toolbox or a map for you moving forward with your life. Wherever you're at, whatever you're facing, whatever's coming up, there are tools to help you move through it so that you can have ease. So now that you've got the lay of the land, what other questions do you have?
I was wondering, when you write this book, it was when you finish and have a divorce for your marriage, and then you have another relationship after that, of course. And how was that? Was easier? Was how different it is for other times and other?
Yeah, well, each relationship,
like what's next?
yeah, each relationship got better, and I got clearer about what I wanted in my life. However, I did fall into the sand trap of trying to get it right. So the first relationship after my marriage, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to be in question. I'm going to, what question is I'm going to do it right? So whatever, it worked for a few years. But I realized that I was still cutting off my awareness to what the other person was choosing. And it got brought to my attention rather abruptly by Gary Douglas himself. Oops. So then the next time I was less right, but I was still trying to get it right. The thing is, using the tools is a practice. And it's never really about getting anything right. It's what works for you. And up until right before my last relationship, I had just gone from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship with literally no space in between. And so in the book, step 4 really suggests at least a 30-day of, being on your own and choosing for you, but maybe up to 6 months or a year. Especially for people who've been in a long-term relationship, it takes 6 months to a year to actually excavate yourself out of wherever you've hidden yourself during the term of your long-term relationship. And so I did take a year before my last relationship, and that was great. And I would say that I had more awareness going into that next one, and I was more in the question, but still at a certain point, I allowed things to occur that I wouldn't have thought I would choose. Buying into something that they, were really adamant about, and it's like, so there's it's not a prescription for how to do it right, but it, like, how much more awareness do you get from all of these experiences? And I'm super grateful for each of the relationships I've had. And now I've had a couple of years of just being with me, and it's a completely different space, completely different. There's nobody in my life right now who I have to look at before I make a choice. Like, if I want to do something, if I want to go somewhere, if I want to listen to something, there's nobody saying, God, you listen to stuff all the time, or why do you keep doing that? You know, those nitpicky things. I don't want to do this. I want you to do this with me. I don't have any of that. And so there's a level of peace and space in my world that I've never had before. And I also have a lot of allowance for other people and what they choose. But I also know when it doesn't work for me. And so I can just say, have a good time, do that, but I'm not going to choose that with you. So it's been interesting. The journey to greater awareness is ever moving, and there's always more awareness you can have. You're never just done and that's it. So on the one hand, oh my gosh, you're going to have to continue choosing forever. Yes. But on the other hand, it opens things up to being an adventure for living, instead of, like, you know, when you have everything all lined up, you're totally happy for about 5 minutes and then you're bored. So as everything in the world, there are cycles. You know, the ocean goes out and comes in, the trees, you know, bloom and then, you know, go into winter. So like everything is going to have cycles, and there's going to be times of ease and then times of a bit of discomfort. And that's all part of the dance of living. And what would it be like to have ease with every aspect of it? That's what I'm headed towards. Ease with every aspect.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's few things coming up. One is basically use the tools, and it's gonna, the time will take, it takes time to basically come out of it. But what if it's, I mean, not but, like, let's say I had a client and her partner left her, and she was just devastated. She asked me to run her bars. And at the same time, she was like, can you please do something so this person comes back to me? And I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Is that really what they want?
Like, this is insane. Like, such huge insanity. And like, I'm personally like, I don't know, I don't desire maybe a relationship, but it's fun to have a person in life. And when it's suddenly no longer in the picture, it like angers and all this weird. I guess the tools would be like, what's the,
Well, what is it? What is the anger? Is it yours? Number one. Is it yours?
yeah, yes, mine, yes, no, mine, not mine. Seems like not mine, so.
Okay, so there you just return it to sender. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, online, shorts, boys, pavets, and beyond.
So I'm not sure. I'm keep freezing here. So
yeah, well, it's working now.
Okay.
So if it's not yours, you can't do anything about it except return it to sender.
But I feel like I have to, like, Like it's a candy you have to chew on, sort of.
Well, if it's yours, you can chew on it. If it's not yours, you can't. It's just awareness,
Okay.
and you don't actually have the candy. They do.
So just maybe being interesting point of, I don't know. Yeah.
So it's like using the tools for each incremental piece. So, you know, if there was a lie, we just cleared the lies and the truth and all the things that you were avoiding and defending. And then what comes up is anger again, and it's not yours. Okay, so now return it to sender. And what's underneath all of that?
Just space and, you know,
So you
gratitude.
don't have anger right now.
No,
And
that's
so
right.
that's really important to acknowledge. Wow, we use two tools and there's no anger right now. So now you can live your life.
Yeah.
And when it comes up again, then you have the tools to use. So it's important to acknowledge when it changes, when it shifts. Oh, wow, that feels lighter. Oh, wow, it wasn't mine. Oh, there was all this stuff I was avoiding and defending. I don't even know what it is, but it's gone now because I don't have that anger. Awesome. And then it might come up again in an hour. And so you use the tools again. What is this? Is this mine? Is it, you know, is it something I'm avoiding and defending?
Is there such a tool, I mean, or clearing or something we can use? Like you said, it's relationship after relationship, and that's true, except for like maybe one or something or not. So there's always, what is it? How do we untangle from that? Like lifetimes of the same thing, going into relationship and ending it up like that or something.
Well, what if that's not wrong?
Okay.
Some people actually don't desire relationship. So it's like when you look at in business, do you like to start things? Maybe you're a starter and you like to start because it's fun and new, and then you don't like to finish stuff. So you have a whole bunch of started projects. And nobody makes anybody wrong for that. Well, they probably do, but none of that's wrong either. It's just, this is where you like to put your energy. So you might like the beginning of creating relationship, but you don't want to maintain it. And that's not wrong. It's just a matter of recognizing, this is how I function.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's another person out there who has similar ideas, needs, desires. And, you know, if we podpoc our relationship every day and create it brand new, if they're actually willing to do that with you, how much longer could it last and be brand new all at the same time? So there's so many different ways to deal with it, but to come out of the point of view that being in a relationship is right and being single is wrong is the first place we need to come out of judgment and look at, what do you actually desire?
Me?
Each person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to have this person in my life, but that person, I don't know, not really interested anymore or something, or maybe,
So then you go, how does it get any better than this?
okay.
Universe, I'd like a little of this and a little of that, and somebody who actually would like to co-create this with me.
Okay.
And so you start to get the spices or the ingredients of the energies that you would like to have in your life. And if somebody out there, you meet somebody who has some of them, but then has some other things that you don't like, you become aware of it because you've got clarity with your navigation system and doing a little bit of the background work that allows you to recognize you know, what's this choice going to create? And what is adding these energies into my life going to create? Is that going to work for me? Is that going to work for them? It's not hard. It only takes a few minutes. And then if it does work, great. And if it doesn't, okay, how does it get better than this? And who else is there that has more of the qualities that I'm looking for?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I've set up a 6-step guided transformation, which is my 6-part teleseries based on the book, to go through the 6 steps in depth as a group. I think I have it posted on my website for the end of July. And you can check it out there. It'll be Zoom. It'll be an hour twice a week for 3 weeks, and move through the steps. So if you know anybody who's going through something or contemplating, or, you know, they got divorced years ago, but they're still bitter or plagued by the baggage, you know, what if you didn't have any baggage anymore? What would that be like? Everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, online shorts, boys, collabs, and beyonds. Anybody else have any questions? Well, it's my desire to get these tools out there in the world to anybody and everybody who is looking at this kind of a transition, so that there doesn't have to be the anger, the rage, the upset, the hate, the blame, the guilt, all of that crap in going through a divorce or a breakup. What if we could eliminate all of those harmful energies in the universe with regard to relationship? You know, they talk about playing symphony music for your plants and they grow and thrive. And when you yell and scream at a plant, it dies. Well, think about if there's 50% of marriages out there that are ending, and most people are enraged and blaming each other and taking each other to court. What is that doing to the planet? And what would it be like to share these tools, to let go of the upset and to move forward with your life without blame, without regret, but from choice, from possibility, with kindness and with ease? It is possible. I know many people who have, and I'd like more. So I invite you to share these tools, share the book, share the audiobook, share this free intro, and let's start changing the world.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Hope to see you again.
Julie. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Welcome. Take care. Bye.